Oh God. Oh my goodness, look what we got. What is up, MFers? I'm excited for the video today because I know a lot of you guys have loved the backyard pond stocking and management videos that we've put out the last few months. If you haven't been following along, basically we moved down to Texas. We have a 6-acre property with 2 really badass ponds on the property. And we've stocked those ponds with some really awesome game fish and a lot of bait fish, thousands of bait fish from bluegill to shiners to minnows. And then we also stocked some small catfish, blue and channel catfish, and we stocked some big bass in there. Only a handful of big ones because our goal is to grow the biggest bass and catfish possible. And the only way to do that is to establish a really solid forage base. Now, one major problem we've had since we moved down here in Texas is that this crazy cold front, this historic cold front that happened, I think last February into March in Texas, at every single fish hatchery we've talked to, it killed off the main forage that we want to stock in these ponds to really make these bass blow up, and that is shad. And especially down here, threadfin shad. There are gizzard shad, but those threadfins thrive down here in smaller bodies of water and warmer bodies of water, which is why they didn't like the hard freeze. Now, I've been doing some fishing the last couple hours, and I've been to a bunch of different ponds, and I just got to this one with this awesome little urban drain back here behind me, and the water is dimpling on the surface all over the place. So I have my bass fishing stuff, and I caught a bunch of fish just a little bit ago in this spot, but I've been seeing all these bait fish get chased by bass, and I remembered in the back of my truck, I have my cast net, I have a bucket, I have an aerator, I have everything we need to do to catch some of these fish. Now, we went out cast netting the other day. We didn't get very much. We got a couple bluegill out of the pond. I think we might hit the freaking jackpot in this spot right here. I don't know if you can see that, but we have the drain up there. We have dark, cleaner water coming in, not a ton, but enough. And then it mixes right here with the regular water from the whole pond. So there's been a bunch of little bait fish right here where all those nutrients are blown in. But I'm gonna get the cast net out, start firing around, and hopefully we catch some good stuff. I don't know if you guys watched my last video, but I've been trying to find some damn shad somewhere to put in my pond. There's a whole school of shad that keeps blasting past this one little spot right here, and I just remembered that I have my aerator and everything in the truck, so I'm trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, the usual, you know. I do suck at throwing this, and I got a big ass hole from the spillway, but come on, chads. All right, you little chad, at least. Let's see if I can make this happen. Barely missed them. I mean, barely. They'll probably outsmart me now. Oh God. Oh my goodness. Look what we got. Not what we were trying to get at all. A really big bass and a tilapia. Of course I would catch a bass in that. That's not what I was expecting to get. Can't legally do that and keep game fish, so we were throwing those back. That's not a giant tilapia based on how big they actually get, but bigger than anything that I've caught before. About the size you'd be seeing at the supermarket. Okay, strange first throw. Lets me know that I suck at fishing and just, you know, can't catch the bass that live there. There we go, got some that time. Hell yeah. I think we got 3 shad that time. Water in this bucket. Get in there, shads. Little threadfin, guys. Terrible throw, still got one. Makes sense. Did the video the other day where I was trying to cast net for some. Couldn't catch any shad, except the one giant one. Come out here, random cast net in the truck, and I'm catching them all over the place. That one should be a good throw. Spread it out a little more. Oh yeah, we got shad galore that time. Look at all these shad! You bet! Hell yeah. I'm getting that pond loaded up. We got like 8 in that time. Get out of there, little chads. Guys are gonna be awesome forage in the pond. There we go, that should be a bunch more, I hope. We got some flash in there. We got some flash, what is it? Hell yeah, I got a handful more shad. I think I'm gonna move the bucket over a little closer to me. Not very smart. Dick. All right, we're loading up now, guys. I'm gonna throw this way up by that drain, see if there's more up in there, because this darker water coming in probably has way more nutrients generally. And that's why these shad and bait fish are up here. That's why the bass are chasing them too. Every once in a while I'll see them flip, but you can see the color change in the water right there. A bad throw, didn't spread out, but I think we'll still get something there. Probably a bass. Nope. shad and bluegill. Now bluegill, like I said on that last video, actually there's 2 bluegill, one just really small, 3 bluegill. They are not game fish or considered game fish in Texas, so you can keep them for bait, use them live for bait. And there was a tiny guy in there somewhere. There he is. Bait size deal. This is going great. Was not expecting this. That should be a good throw right there. Looks like we got more shad. Yep, got a couple more shad. Sweet. Okay, got my bucket full of bait fish. We're back to the house. Gonna go dump these guys in the ponds. I just looked. A couple of the little shad died, which I kind of expected because, well, it was super hot and the gills kind of get locked up funny. It's hard to get them out without tearing them up of the cast net. But Emmy, you coming? No, Emmy just went to the groomer. She should not come and wallow around in the mud in the ponds. Speaking of, it was 103 degrees and the heat index was like 118 when we left. Half hour later, it's like 78 degrees. It just downpoured here. What do you freaking know? So for those of you guys that have been following along, this is the cleaner pond. It has vegetation, as you see, lily pads, a little bit of hydrilla, some coontail in this pond. This is the one we've stocked a bunch of bluegill, some giant bass, and some shiners in it. And then this pond over here doesn't have near the vegetation. It's not as clean, but we stocked a whole bunch of bluegill and bait fish in it, shiners, minnows, stuff like that, and catfish. And it's actually gotten really clean, or a lot cleaner compared to what it was. You can see down about 1.5 feet now, which is a huge improvement. And it's loaded, absolutely loaded with little tiny minnows. So something spawned, whether it be bluegill or a bunch of little bass in here. Ooh, some nasty thunder. We better get these fish dumped in. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put as much forage in this pond. I want it to be the whole surface dimpling with shad, and then I'm going to take some big bass, put them in here, big frame bass that is, and let them just blow up, get those giant bellies, and then probably move them over in that pond at that point. I don't know, that's my long-term goal. Let's get these guys in there. Like I said, they didn't all make it. We got a couple of these little threadfin shad that perished, but that's totally fine because I'm gonna throw them in and they're eventually gonna get eaten by some of the catfish because the catfish are freaking savages. Look at all those guys in there. That's crazy. We're loading up for free too. I bought all the bait fish last time. I actually ended up with a couple bigger threadfin shad, which are gonna make for some awesome bait. We gotta get these guys in here. And then of course a bunch of bluegill too, but a couple of them died already, so get those dudes in there as quick as possible. Hell yes, building that forage base. The catfish are gonna love the dead ones, and we're gonna get this thing teeming with some bait fish, and that's gonna blow those bass up. You bet. I gotta get going back inside before these storms get coming in. It looks like we're in a little lapse, but there's some badass thunder and lightning. Emmy, it's coming in hot. We gotta get inside. If you guys like the cast nettings type videos, I'd love to do some more because I'm just gonna put as much bait fish in these ponds as possible. If you like it, go comment down below. And if you could share this with someone you think that they would think it was interesting, I'd love if you do that as well. But thanks for watching this, and I'm Catch you soon. I'm out of here. Peace.